gusts.
Our Weather Authority team is right here to get you up to speed. Hurricane specialist Max Mayfield and our chief certified meteorologist Betty Davis, who has the new advisory. Betty.
Hi everyone. No big changes in terms of the maximum sustained winds. Those are sustained at 125 miles per hour. That's still the case. Gusts to 155, pressure 933 millibars. It's moving west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center is noting that that center of circulation is starting to move away from the north coast of Cuba. Therefore, we would eventually expect it to be back over the warm waters. And I'll let Max get back into that discussion in a few minutes. But first, I want to show you what's happening locally as we're under that tornado watch across South Florida. The rain bands have been rotating in, pounding some of your communities this afternoon. Right now, our wind speed sustained 22 miles per hour at Fort Lauderdale, Miami, a northeast wind sustained at 17. Marathon, a tropical storm force winds are sustained at 41 miles per hour. Now, occasionally, everywhere we get the winds coming up to tropical storm force and then some, especially when we get into those bands. And speaking of that, notice Marathon with a northeast wind gust of 66 miles per hour. So we are starting to feel some of that wrath associated with Hurricane Irma. So there's the core, and then here are the rain bands. The big one that just came through a lot of places of Broward and Miami-Dade as well. Now this rain band more focused around northern areas of Broward, and by the way, eastern areas of Broward around Fort Lauderdale still getting hammered. And on part of the storm within this band, there's a tornado warning. Luckily, that particular storm is moving more toward the west-northwest and moving quickly, so getting outside of many of your communities. But there is that threat for some quick spin-ups along some of these bands with some of the storms. Coral Springs, watching those skies over you as we track that band sort of lifting up toward your area. So you've probably noticed your winds increasing and some rainfall coming in as well. And Fort Lauderdale, obviously not over for you as we have more of the rain and storm sort of rolling in off the waters, and that's going to be the trend where we're in and out of this type of weather. Let's take the view on over toward Miami and see what's going on here. Looks like we're in a bit of a lull, Miami, but I will be paying attention to some of what we see off to the southeast over the Atlantic, and that moving on over west-northwest. Some of that may eventually return, so our Will Manso is stationed out there in downtown Miami, may find conditions becoming a little too tough to take here over the next 30 minutes, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Deep south Miami-Dade, if you're watching around Homestead earlier, you had quite the rain band to move through there. A little quieter now. That's not to say the winds aren't still up, but the heavy rainfall, more in the way of lighter showers occurring there. But we do know that the weather continues to deteriorate for the rest of the evening and into the night as that core of Hurricane Irma gets closer to the lower Keys. In fact, right now, look at this squall of weather, rain band stretching out from Isla Mirada down toward Marathon. I'll zoom in on Key West so we can see if we can just maybe figure out what's happening here. Obviously, we're at the very least getting some of that water sort of surging in or starting to pile on in the onshore flow areas. But maybe in a little bit of a break from some of the heaviest rainfall. But make no mistake about it, the plan is still for the core of Irma to make that landfall early tomorrow over the lower Keys. So the weather, it will simply be turning more and more dangerous as we're moving through the night. And with that, I want to bring in our hurricane specialist, Max Mayfield.
All right, thanks, Betty. Let's take a look at the cone here. And if we start on the, let me hit the right button here. If we, by early tomorrow morning, it's strengthening to a Category 4 hurricane again. The hurricane hunters have been out there. They found it really hasn't recovered yet. But given it's moving away from Cuba, moving over the Florida Straits, there's no reason for it not to intensify some. So those really destructive winds, the worst winds, are going to be near that core as it goes over the lower and mid-Florida Keys very early on Sunday. And then by Sunday afternoon, it's going to be sort of the same latitude as Miami, Fort Lauderdale here off the Gulf Coast. And then moving northward there near Fort Myers and north of Tampa Bay. And at least by early Monday morning, it should be up in at least north central Florida. And then eventually it actually moves into Georgia, Alabama, and into Tennessee and stalls. So that's going to be a rainfall issue for the Mississippi River Valley if it does that. So you can see the size of it again. You know, the hurricane center's been talking about how large this is and how far out those storm force winds go, and we can certainly see that now.
Yeah, it's just amazing the kinds of weather we've been seeing in these live shots when those really strong storms come through within those bands, and that is what you would be enduring if you were out and about, and we know you're not. Thankfully, a lot of you are somewhere safe and just watching this play out with us, and that's the best way to do it.
And by the way, we did pull people back from the Florida Keys when it looked like it was life-threatening. We pulled them, all the reporters and cameramen out of the Keys. Hasselbella in Cuba, he was right on the coast. We told him to come inland, and the same thing here. If it really gets bad, they've identified places of safe refuge if they have to.
Right.
And Max and Betty, we can't stress enough about the importance of the indirect hit. The folks who are in the line of fire right now, but who may decide, well, look, you know, since we weren't directly hit, let's go outside and check out and see how conditions are once Irma passes them. That's not a good idea, correct?
That's absolutely right, and we've got a graphic that we'll show you in a few minutes here, how people lose their lives after that. And the reason we're talking about the aftermath, if the power goes out, you know, in the next day or so, you're not going to be able to be reminded of that. So if there's one thing we can do to cut down on the loss of life, I know that's one area we can focus on, those indirect deaths. We're not going to dwell on that because we need to prepare for this, but we do want you to be aware of that.